I think it's time for a little chat. Hello, lovely friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name's Michelle. I'm an artist and a hand weaver. And if we haven't met before, I would love if you could subscribe to my channel if you like to see process videos of tapestry weaving, hand weaving, and also chatting about creative processes and what's been going on and exhibitions, etc. So join us. Okay, so I haven't really talked about this on the channel before, but for the last maybe 9 months, I've been going through this coaching course with Voss Coaching, and I will put the link below because they are absolutely amazing. They have a really good YouTube channel and a podcast that's completely free, but I decided to do a whole 6-month coaching program called Quantum Leap Coaching. And although it is kind of based on law of attraction, law of assumption principles, it is incredibly practical and it's very process driven and very much, in line with Bob Proctor's teaching. If you know Bob Proctor was, they were students of Bob Proctor. So I really loved Arash's YouTube videos, especially about self-image and attitude and, self-discipline. I love those videos. So I decided to do this coaching. And to be completely honest, I feel like, and this is going to sound super dramatic, it really changed my life. And it changed the way I looked at myself. It changed the way that I looked at my life. And fairly recently as well, they did a podcast episode about what are you tolerating in your life? And sometimes you have to be good at quitting things that really aren't feeling good. And I think I was so caught up in making my business successful and things like that, that I'd completely sort of forgotten about my day job. And not forgotten about, more about, I've always thought of my day job as just a way to earn money, means to an end. I never really thought of it as part of my overall sort of strategy or goal or purpose. And I listened to this podcast episode, and I will link it below because sometimes one episode can really change everything. And I realized that my day job was keeping me stuck. It was super stressful. I felt unappreciated, underpaid, all that kind of stuff. And of course, anything that happens in your daily life also affects your creative life. And even though, you've seen me here, being super creative, making lots of stuff, I still have felt a little bit, and it's just psychological, psychologically stuck. And I really hit on the fact that it was the day job that was really making me feel stuck. And so I made a decision that I was going to leave my day job. I've been there for 7 years. And the thing is, what I didn't do is I didn't just go out and look for another job. I had in my head that I wasn't going to just, because I've always had jobs like this. I've always had super stressful, super, low, I'm going to say low pay, but, in comparison to what I do, I've always done finance jobs. And because I'm not a qualified accountant, sometimes they can get away with paying you less. So I've always just put up with these kinds of roles. I've also always been the weird one in the office as well. I've never worked in a creative industry. So I sort of said to myself, I'm not just leaving for any other job. I'm going to get an amazing job. And so what I did was I kind of made a list of the things that I wanted in my job. I wanted to get paid better. I wanted to be in a fun work environment. I wanted to work with, maybe more alternative people or creative people. And so I had a list of all the things that were ideal for me. Ideally I wanted to work more from home, but it was depend. I didn't have to tick every single box. It was more about ticking as many boxes as possible. And I also made a promise to myself that I wouldn't apply for a job unless it seemed perfect. It didn't have to tick every single box, but I had to tick many of the boxes. And then a job like that came up. And it was in the film industry. It was finance officer. It paid a lot more than what I'm currently getting. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to apply for that job. I applied. I happened to get an interview on my day off, which is crazy. And then I got the job. And it was just so easy. Like, everything was easy. And of course, because it's in the film industry, it's in a creative environment. There are plenty of neurodivergent and LGBT people working there. It is absolutely perfect. I don't get to work from home just yet, but maybe in the next, 6 months or so, I can work a day from home, and then maybe later I can move to being part-time, which is another thing I'd love to do, so I can spend more time here, more time doing my creative work. So I start on September the 19th, so it's very, very exciting. And I just wanted to, even though I don't normally talk about my day job here, I wanted to talk to you about making it an intention and making a decision that if there's something that is not working out in your life, even if you've compartmentalized it a little bit and thought, well, that's not really that important, maybe it is important, maybe it is affecting the other areas of your life. So I just wanted to sort of chat about that today. In future, I may chat further about what processes that I put in place. I use a lot of what's called robotic affirming. And if you don't know what that is, go on YouTube. It's kind of trendy at the moment, but it really did put me in a different mindset. If you'd like me to talk about any of that, if you'd like me to talk about some of the things that I learned when I did my coaching, like auto-suggestion and, discipline and making routines or rituals for yourself, then leave me a comment. And it's something that I have been thinking about talking about, but I'm not quite sure whether you're interested or whether you just want to know about my tapestry weaving and hand weaving. So let me know, because I want to make videos that you guys really, really love. So yeah, that's my little update. I will let you know when I start my job. At the moment, I'm very, I'm not going to say stressed, but I'm really want to train up the new person, because luckily there's someone within the organization who wants to do my old job, and that makes it a lot easier to train him up, to get him up to speed, because it is a very high volume, complex kind of job. So that's also reduced my stress a bit, and that's been really, really easy. I've only got one day in between leaving my old job and starting my new job, because obviously there's someone leaving from the new job, and so there'll be, a week or so handover from her. So yes, that's my news, and hopefully that means that I'll have more fun in my day job, and therefore that will affect my creativity even more. So let me know what you think, and I will see you in the very next video. Bye bye.